Hello, my dear children. Exams are so close, no? And I know. Biology can sometimes feel like so much to remember. But listen, don't you worry one bit. I'm here for you. Today, we're going to do a super quick revision of one of the most important chapters, the fundamental unit of life. And we'll do it in a way that it just clicks and stays in your mind. Come on, let's do this together.
Okay, so let's start with a simple question. Just think about it for a moment. What are you made of? What am I made of? What about a giant elephant or that tree outside your window? What is the one common thing, the tiny, tiny building block that makes up every living thing? Huh? So, here's our game plan for this quick revision. First, we'll see who discovered these little rooms. Then, we'll look at the two main types of cell cities. After that, a quick tour inside the cell. We'll see how it gets its supplies, how it multiplies, and finally, the most important part, the big ideas you need for your exam. Simple, no? Let's start.
Right, so where did this whole idea of a cell even begin? You know, it's a fascinating story that started a long, long time ago, all thanks to one amazing invention, the microscope. It all started way back in 1665 with a scientist named Robert Hooke. He took a thin slice of cork, looked at it under a very basic microscope, and saw these tiny box-like things. And then, you see, other brilliant people came along. Leeuwenhoek saw the first living cells swimming in pond water. Later, Robert Brown found the nucleus. And then, Schleiden and Schwann came up with the cell theory. And finally, Virchow added a super important point. All cells come from, well, other cells. It was like a team effort over hundreds of years.
And this is pretty much what Hooke saw. See these little empty boxes? He called them cells, which is just Latin for little rooms. Simple, right? Now think about it. Just like lakhs and lakhs of bricks are needed to build a huge building, trillions of these tiny little rooms come together to make you, or me, or anything that is alive. They are the basic, fundamental building block of life.
Okay, but here's the thing. Not all cells are created equal. To make it super easy to remember, let's imagine cells are like cities. You have your small, simple villages, and then you have your huge, modern, bustling cities. Let's find out what makes them so different.
So first up, you have the prokaryotic cell. This is our simple village. Everything is just kind of floating around inside. There's no proper city hall or a boss's office. Think of bacteria. They're prokaryotic. But then you have the eukaryotic cell. This is our big, modern city. It's super organized. It has a proper city hall, we call it the nucleus, and lots of different departments, or organelles, to keep everything running perfectly. Plants, animals, you and me, we're all made of these city-like cells. Just look at this picture of a prokaryotic cell. See that jumbled up stuff in the middle? That's its genetic material, the nucleoid. But notice, there's no wall around it. It's not in a separate room. It's just out in the open. It really is like a simple village with no central office. This is the main difference, Beta. Please remember this.
All right, now for the really fun part. Buckle up. We're going on a tour inside one of these big eukaryotic cell cities. Let's go meet all the important workers and see what they do. So all these different departments and workers inside our cell city have a proper biological name. They are called organelles. Simple. And each one has a very, very specific job. They all have to work together, otherwise the whole city will just shut down. Okay, let's meet the main workers. Ready? First, the nucleus. That's the city hall, the boss. It controls everything. Then, the endoplasmic reticulum, or ER. Think of it like the factory and the highway system, all in one. It makes and moves stuff. Next, the Golgi apparatus. This is the city's post office. It packs and sends things out. Then you have the mighty mitochondria, the power plant, generating all the energy, the ATP. And finally, lysosomes. They are the cleaning crew, the Swatch Bharat team of the cell, keeping everything neat and tidy. Okay, Beta, listen carefully. Exam time. This is a very, very common question. You will definitely see it somewhere. Why are lysosomes, the cleaning crew, also known as suicide bags? A bit scary, no? What could make them do something like that? Just think for a second. Here's the reason. Sometimes a cell gets really old or badly damaged, beyond repair. So what does the lysosome do? It bursts. It releases all its powerful enzymes and digests the entire cell from the inside. It's like a self-destruct mechanism to clean up the mess so it doesn't harm the other cells.
And that's exactly why they are called suicide bags. Please remember this point. Okay, so a city needs food, water, supplies coming in, and garbage going out, right? A cell is exactly the same. So how does it get things in and out? Let's have a look at its life support system. One of the most important processes is called osmosis. Don't get scared by the name. It's just the way water moves in and out of the cell. It passes through the cell's boundary, its city walls, which is the plasma membrane. Basically, osmosis is how a cell drinks water. And without water, there is no life. Now, what happens to the cell depends on how much water is outside of it. There are 3 possibilities. 1, a hypotonic solution. This means there's more water outside, so water rushes in, and the cell swells up like a balloon. 2, an isotonic solution. Here, the water is balanced, inside and out. So the cell is happy, its size stays the same. And 3, a hypertonic solution. Here, there is less water outside, like in very salty water, so the poor cell loses its water and shrinks. This is another very important concept for your exams, so focus on this. So, have you ever wondered what happens when you grow taller? Or when you get a cut and your skin heals? Your body has to make new cells. It's just like a city getting bigger or building a brand new neighborhood. And cells do this in 2 main ways. Look here. On one side, we have mitosis. See? One cell divides into 2, and they are exact copies, identical twins. This is for growth and repair, like healing a cut. Then, on the other side, we have meiosis. This one is special, it's for reproduction. It's a bit more complex. One cell divides twice to make 4 unique cells, and each of these has only half the genetic information. This is how new life is created. Wow, we've covered a lot, haven't we? Okay, before we finish, let's do one final super fast revision of all the most important points, the things you absolutely must remember for your exam. Okay, children, listen up. These are the golden points. 1, the cell is the fundamental unit of life. 2, the nucleus is the boss, the control center. 3, the ER and Golgi work together to make and transport things. 4, mitochondria are the powerhouses that make ATP energy. 5, remember, plant cells have a few extra things like a cell wall and chloroplasts. And 6, mitosis is for growth, meiosis is for reproduction. If you just remember these points, trust me, you are all set. And really, this one sentence says it all. The cell isn't just the structure, the brick. It's also the function. It's the tiny little machine that's actually doing all the work of being alive. It truly is everything. And I want to leave you with one final thought to ponder. If just one tiny cell, so small you can't even see it, is as complex and busy as a whole city, then what does that make you? You are a whole universe made up of trillions and trillions of these cities, all working together in perfect harmony. Just think about that. Isn't that just mind-blowing? Listen to me. You have prepared so well. After this revision, you know this topic. So please, go into your exam with your head held high, full of confidence. I have complete faith in every single one of you. All the very best, my dear children. You are going to do brilliantly.